Will you make vaccine mandatory if you form a government? Well, yeah, I'm encouraging everybody to act accordingly, but the people should be free to. But you're not asking the question. We are going to balance the book. Balance the book. Where people on their knees, we know that language. Remember, throwback in Ontario under MH recipe that have long-term older senior home care in disarray. Balancing the book for who? A 5% milkers of our world? Well, that's it, the three in the Canadian politics. We hope people refrain themselves from fear mongering and the question of balancing the book at the cost of everybody. Let housing be an integral part of these campaign questions. We should not allow politicians to just play with mental health, because mental health is wellness and wellness is wealth. They should not just throw it on us and we take it. Voters have to be aware of the consequences. This is not just about majority, minority. And sometimes you wonder there's some political parties whether they're really supposed to be there when they're just speaking for one region. And this world of inclusivity where people have to live. But anyways, that's for Canada. We come to the African dilemma of politicians, leaders who do not want to leave politics. Congratulations to the president-elect of Zambia, a former accountant. Hopefully he understands the balancing of the book in a proper way, that we serve a great rich nation that is purportedly relegated to being poor, coming out of the uneducated mouth of even African reporters. How can Zambia be poor with all the copper mining that have been going on for years? No African nation is poor, from the Caribbean to Africa. It is a pretext and insulting messages when always these countries are purported to be poor. The bauxite mining in Jamaica, for instance, suffocating the Maroons people. How can you say that community is poor, Jamaica is poor, when over 50 years have been spent digging and mining bauxite, polluting the environment? And the environment went out of the window when Al Gore, a former vice president and the presidential candidate of the United States, all of a sudden became this champion of the environment, and the world is celebrating. Who are the people sponsoring those things? Until the abusers stop being the heroes, our world is at the crossroads. Look at the Aboriginal people's land in America, the United States, Canada, and across the Americas. Have to stop the hypocrisies. But back to the African dilemma of leaders who do not want to leave. Now the incumbent is saying the elections were rigged. Your 2-year period of ruling was up and you wanted to extend it. The Zambian people have said, go to retirement and forget about bringing yourself, forcing yourself from power, and now you want to go to court. That Kenyatta reggaematic dancer is trying to BBI because he doesn't want to leave power. Kigali, with all the celebration that Africans are doing, disappointed us, forced himself. We cannot just be the leader. Allow other people to grow. And some people are praising the former president who is still suffocating his country. He's still life chairman of a political party instead of retiring from politics and going to preach peace and tranquility in other countries when he is a direct or indirect instigator and tormentor in his own country. What's wrong with Africa? But our tormentors are here to confuse us, but we can no longer blame. There are people, educated Africans, who tend to step on Kokofele's mouth by misrepresenting me, even in my presence, let alone in my absence. But the moment you're trying to put the blame on us Africans for our willful blindedness in allowing most of the things happening to ourselves, they change the narrative and try to make you a white hater. Do you see hating me? I'm more accommodating than most of these people that purport me to be a hater. I'm just a critical mouth thinker. Though I'm not talking with a white person that said, "Oh, I have white friends." Why do you tell me you have black friends? Get out of my face. Let's talk as human beings. How many black people? I'm not black. How many Africans you know that you have to make me better than the others? These are the uncomfortable, confused states that they put some of us when we're in a position of white people. They praise us and we rubbish our Africa and our Africanness. And as long as we are rubbishing our Africa and our Africanness, you're rubbishing yourself. So take a ball and stand up. No more blaming or finger pointing. But when the abusers are still controlling and telling us what to do, and when we're in the concrete jungle and suffering, and still insulting Mama Africa, we obey the laws. The bylaw officer brought tranquility in an establishment I was the other day. Orderliness, a bylaw officer. When we go back to Africa, I have to take a soldier for us to even adhere to the rules and regulations. So until we go back to our roots and have the shaming and respectability of our environment that was so sustainable, we're never poor. Africa is never poor. Africans are never poor. We are subjected to exploitation, and we become blinded and drunk to assimilation and using these descriptions that have been imposed on us. So stop that rubbish. Stop rubbishing ourselves. We are mighty people, and if we go back to our days, of course there are a lot of things that needs to be trimmed. But hell no, nobody brought civilization. We gave civilization to the world. And Africans are not lazy, they are not poor, they are resilient, perseverant. We just have to step up and get it. And until we get it, we are doomed.